That's when I hear the word claim asylum. So what's claim asylum? You need to claim asylum. Then they will discover that you got Italian resident and they will send you to Italy. So I was shown where I was supposed to go to claim asylum. And I went there, and on my arrival there, well, you find this is early at the end of March in 2002. I find around more than 200 people queuing. Some probably 201 on the queue. So I spend there almost all morning on the queuing. At around 11, that's when I approach the door actually. I just feel dizzy and collapse there. So it was ambulance, it was police, took me, check, I don't have anything in my pocket, I just got some papers from Rwanda, was in my old pocket. So that's the only things I had to show that I'm probably Rwandan, but nothing on ID, nothing. Well, I was taken to hospital unconsciously, and around 10 o'clock at night, I just find myself in hospital and find on perfusion. They put me tube, add me some water or something, I don't know. Then the nurse came and said, well, you collapsed. I said, well, I know, I was somewhere in the home office. I said, well, how do you feel now? I said, well, I can't feel all my legs. I don't feel at all my legs. So say, okay, the doctor will come early morning. And the doctor came, they took me to the scan and everything. They discovered that I got huge infection. One of my discs has been almost total damage. So I need an operation immediately to remove all those problems. And of course, some paper I signed. I still don't have the right to remain here, nothing, but that's an emergency. So I signed and I had that operation. And 6 days later, I begin to feel now my legs begin to feel. And I was told that I was 50-50, which means if I didn't have that operation, I would be paralyzed all my life. So I was quite lucky to be there on time where I can get treatment. Well, and then hospital said, we're going to discharge you after 16 days. I was taken to the home office. That's when I went to claim asylum formally. I was given a lawyer and said, we are taking you to the hotel where you're going to stay temporarily. And then we're going to see how we're going to manage your case. Within a week, they contacted me and said, well, we need to interview you. Well, fine. Then the day of the interview was 13th of April. So I went, 2002, went for my interview. Everything was okay, but it lasted just 10 minutes because what she asked me, say, I just want to know how did you came into the UK? And I explained exactly the same. When I went back to my hotel, I found my name on the board. Said, Mr. Ali, we are moving you to Newcastle upon time. I said, wow, Newcastle, where is Newcastle? It's northeast of England. Straight away, I tried to learn. I don't speak good English, but try to ask, where's Newcastle, how it's situated, how life is in Newcastle. Like someone who wants to know about Newcastle. The feedback was horrible bad. Because everyone you ask about, they take you to Newcastle. Oh my God. Don't accept, Newcastle, they are very racist people. We got people who are just coming back, they beat them. You African, they're going to kill you. Well, I said, well, I live in Italy. And for me, Italy, the most racist country in Europe, on my view. I survived 5 years, so I'm going to try. At the same time, the official from NAS told me that that's where we refer you for further treatment after your operation. So you're going to be to Freeman Hospital, you're going to do physiotherapy, you're going to do a lot of things. Well, I had no choice. I said, well, let me accept, because if you don't accept to come, they may withdraw your support. Well, my health was not very good, so they wouldn't probably withdraw my support, but they may complicate me. So I accept to come to Newcastle, and the next day we were put in the bus to Newcastle. Effectively, when we arrived here, we were taken to Benwell, area where they were the only hostel for asylum seeker on that time. And the first we arrived, we were about 65 black African in the same bus. So we all hear that horrible story about Newcastle. On our arriving, they have very little kids welcoming us with eggs, throwing eggs on us. We all ran into the hostel. The police were called there and the kids just ran away. Who are they? Children. Do you know them? No. Where they live? No. So it was very scary. For me, as someone walking with stick, straight away I begin to feel, is really they attacking people like this? So that was a very dodgy welcome. But the next day I was taken to my own accommodation. Because of my health, it was quicker for me. So I was taken in Baika. In Baika also, I don't go out all the time. I go out for my physiotherapy and probably to go to see my GP. So every 11 o'clock, that's when I leave my house to physiotherapy center. And there, I meet people on the street. They just leave their dogs and attacking me. And they say, attack him. Well, I got my stick. I know the dog can't attack me while I got stick, but it's not. And suddenly I see the police officers arrive. I didn't call the police. Apparently, there's one lady who was watching how these guys were insulting me, then release their dogs. So she tell the police, and the police, when they come, they just arrest these people. And they ask me if I want to complain, I want to put further complaint. Well, my English was not very good. I was going to my appointment. No one heard me. I said, well, no, I'm going to my GP and that's all. So I didn't like to follow up, but within a week, I learned that I got my document, which means the Home Office had given me the right to remain here. So, I said, no, now I'm going to leave Newcastle, because this is a good way of living in Newcastle. I got my paper, I may go to London or somewhere else.